My next guest helps online coaches scale their dream business with alignment and excitement. She focuses on two things: the whole marketing and sales strategy to scale a profitable business, and stepping into the person you want to become by up-leveling your mindset. Please welcome Talia Lopez. Welcome to the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Patricia Bourgeois, certified business coach. I am here to help you up-level, generate consistent wealth, increase your confidence, attract dream clients, and master your mindset so that you can fully own your power and achieve next-level results in your online business and beyond. Every week, a powerful conversation will take place with amazing guests, or I'll share from my experience to help inspire you to start and scale the business of your dreams while being powerfully you. The time has come to stop playing small, stop hiding, and stop waiting. Now is the perfect time for you to passionately pursue your heart's desire as the powerful leader you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I am here today with Talia. Hola.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm literally doing so well. I had this whole entire schedule planned, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I want to do a bunch of reels. So I'm doing a bunch of reels. That was not in my schedule, but I feel so good.
Oh my gosh, I love reels too. They're amazing. Tell us more about who you are, what you do. Give us all the details.
Sweet. Okay, so I started my entrepreneurship journey in 2019. That's when I graduated college. I'm actually a dementia specialist. That's what I went to school for. And long story short, my health was like, no, you're going to be sick all year long and not be able to work a 9 to 5. So I had to extremely pivot and just really take in that I can't really do the dreams that I really wanted to, like be a CEO of some amazing, huge company, right? So
Mm-hmm.
honestly, in 2019, it took a lot out of me to just be like, look, this is my path. This is the path God's given me, and I just have to make the best out of it. So in
Mm-hmm.
2019, I graduated. I tried to get a 9 to 5 job. First of all, nobody would hire me for some odd reason. I'm not even kidding. I applied to over 100 jobs, and I,
Wow.
I don't know if it's my name, but because I know my resume was super juicy. So I don't know what it was, but I've actually got one job, and it was only paying $12 an hour, which was less than what I was making in college,
Oh,
which
wow.
was crazy. And then I got that job, and I was working there for like a month or two, and that's when my health tremendously declined. I have a lot of autoimmune issues. I always have had them, but for some reason in 2019, it was like flare up every day, hospital, doctors. So at that time,
Wow.
I had my boyfriend supporting me, which obviously, like, if you grow up thinking like, oh, like I don't need no man, like it was super like, oh my God, I'm like, okay, failure after failure. I was so sad. And I don't know, I feel like God just said, hey, Talia, why don't you start an online caregiving school? Because obviously, all you have is your laptop. You can't really step out of your house. And, you do know how to care for those with dementia. So
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what I did. I started an online caregiving school for those with dementia and for those who actually have dementia. And it was so amazing. I did that for about 6 months until so many women around the world were asking me, like, how did I start my business? How did I do it despite
Mm-hmm.
all of the challenges? How do I do social media marketing? All of those things. So I decided to pivot into business coaching.
Wow. This story, wow. Honestly, I'm just blown away. Like, you have overcome so many obstacles, and here you are today, so much success in your life. Like, I'm just so happy for you. Tell us more about your name. Like, I know your Instagram handle is always
Yeah.
advocating. So tell us more
Yeah.
about that.
I love this question. I don't get asked this question a lot lately, but it's super good. So when I started my dementia caregiving business, I named it. I was sitting there like, what do I name this business? What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
I am advocating for people that have dementia, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching caregivers how to care for those with dementia. So I decided to name that business Dementia Care Advocates. And so, yeah. And then when I was pivoting to business coaching, I was like, well, I'm always advocating. So, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. So tell us more about the power of advocacy. Like, what does it do for people? Why is it so important?
Yeah. Well, specifically, like I said, I'm a dementia specialist. So a lot in that industry is the healthcare field and how people are just working, doing their 9 to 5 jobs, but not realizing that they're caring for human beings. So I think for
Mm-hmm.
me, it was more like I was in the field of dementia and I was
Mm-hmm.
hanging around those who had dementia. And I was realizing, like, wow, these caregivers really need to treat these people like human beings. And obviously, if you know somebody with dementia, they are not really 100% there. So they can't advocate for themselves, they can't stand up for themselves. So I think that was my calling. I knew, like, when I was sitting in those settings, like, I had to stand up for these people. And I think advocacy is so important. And right now, there's a lot of advocacy for like Black Lives Matter or
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic women empowerment. Like, there's so many advocacy, but like for me, I don't know, what's really, really, really strong in my heart is advocating for those with dementia. Like, that has always been my thing since I was little. And now I don't have the dementia caregiving business anymore, and now I'm more advocating for women's success. And so many women come to me like struggling. Most of them struggle to book clients. And when they come to me, they're like, "Oh, I hired
Mm-hmm.
this coach. I spent all my money, and I just didn't get anything out of it." And I'm sitting there like, that makes me so upset. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I try so hard with any program I have to like, how can I get my clients results? And I remember my coach used to tell me, your job isn't to get them results, your job is just to coach them and they get the results on their own. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, like, I want to help them create their dream life. So truly, I feel like that's kind of what I do right now. Like, I advocate for people that maybe didn't hire a good enough coach to help them through stuff, or there's people that come to me with chronic illnesses, right? And they're just like told, like, wow, if you have a chronic illness, you're just not going to do anything but sit on the couch and, live off of your disability check, right?
Yeah.
So like, I I just that's kind of what I do. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just love it so much. I love how you're multi-dimensional. I love how you do different things. And I hear this a lot also in the online space. Like, how do I, like, if I'm multi-passionate, how do I focus on one thing? But you're a true example that, you don't need to focus on one thing. You can help so many different people in
Yeah.
different ways. So thank you so much for that. That's so inspiring. So let's go back, to how all of this began. Like, growing up in your childhood, did you imagine you'd be where you are today?
Yeah, so I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know if this sounds cheesy, but I've always known I was gonna be great. Like,
Yeah.
I always knew I was gonna be great. But honest to God, when I was in high school, I was in JROTC, so it was like a military kind of program throughout high school to really get you ready for the military. And that was my dream. I wanted to be an airborne battle manager in the Air Force. And
Wow.
like, I did everything, like, fitness wise. Like, I really, really tried my hardest to do that and achieve that
Hmm.
dream. Because my mom grew up telling me, you can do anything you want as long as you put your mind to it. Like, all your goals can come true. So I was under
Hmm.
that impression. So, long story short, my senior year, my health wasn't good, and they told me that I couldn't join the Air Force. So I was like, "Wow,
Yeah.
that's super." I'm like, "Mom, I thought you said I could do anything, I put my mind to." So it was a really huge slap in the face. So I think that's kind of, I knew I wanted to be great, but I didn't know, like, I didn't know that failure was going to be a part of
Hmm.
that greatness.
Wow.
So yeah, so when I first started high school, that's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to make my country proud, kind of thing. But I've always had a love for people with dementia. So my grandma had dementia. We weren't too close, so it wasn't like I was always sad that she's not doing well. It was more like I didn't really know her, so I was like analyzing every single thing, every single symptom. I thought it was so interesting that like
Hmm.
that disease is even a thing, right? So anyway, so long story short, I was like, all right, I'm not going to the Air Force. I guess I gotta go to college. And I was thinking, like, what do I love? And the only thing I loved was old people. So that's what I did. I studied the elderly. I became a living caregiver with for someone with dementia that her family just sucked and they didn't want to take care of her. So
Wow.
I took care of her for years, and I did that all through college. And yeah, and that's kind of where my love for those with dementia grew. And I had internships and I studied it. So yeah, my path kind of definitely pivoted.
Yes. Oh my gosh. This is like so amazing. I love how you say that without failure, you wouldn't be where you are today. So,
Oh
what
yeah.
would you say to someone right now who might be listening and they're maybe stuck in a rut, or they don't feel good about themselves or what's going on in their lives? Like, what's a big piece of wisdom or advice you would like to give them?
Yeah, I have two things. So I always say I'm the queen of embracing my plan B because God knows that plan A did not work out. So I think just getting I feel like society tells us you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it, right? And then we strive for the thing and then it doesn't work out. And then we're like, we think we're
Mhm.
failures. But in reality, not everything we do put our mind to does work out, but that's serving us in some way, right? Like I always say, if I wasn't sick, I
Mhm.
would be working a 9 to 5 and I would never be here. If I was in the Air Force, oh my gosh, my whole life would be different. Obviously, my whole life would be different. So, like, if you're going through something right now, just know like your plan B, it doesn't mean you're failing. It's just another plan, it's another pathway. So, I think that's the first one.
Mhm.
And the second one is obviously so many successful people tell us that they've gone through failure after failure after failure. So, like, why don't we change the kind of negativity towards failure into positivity? Because like if you fail, that means you're on the pathway to success. If you don't
Mhm.
fail, I don't know any successful person that says my life was just rainbows and butterflies and I never failed. So like I would kind of feel like, uh-oh, I'm not failing, what am I doing wrong, right? But if
Yes.
you're failing, that means you're just on that path to success.
Yeah, it means you're learning, it means you're trying things, and that's everything. Like taking action, and yeah, like learning is everything. Like I always say, like we're always climbing this mountain with no peaks. Like we're always growing and learning and changing. So that's part of our journeys. So yeah, thank you so much for that. And so I ask this to everyone who comes on the podcast, and I'm really curious to know your answer. What does being a powerful leader mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love this. So, actually in college and high school I studied leadership. It's so funny. Like that's like I don't even think of that word anymore, I guess, but I feel like everybody in this industry is a leader and I feel like sometimes people think like, "Oh, to be a leader, you have to have a bunch of money or you have to have a bunch of followers." Like, no, being a leader just means you're being the best version of yourself. You're being
Mhm.
everything that you want to become. I always tell my clients, like, if you want to become a six-figure CEO, you have to start acting like a six-figure CEO. And what is a six-figure CEO?
Mhm.
They are a leader. And truly, that means just being the best version of themselves and guiding people to be as successful as them.
Love that. I love this. So, do you have, like any last piece of advice that you would like to share with our audience?
Just continue, like try and fail, because I think there's going to be one day in your life where you're like, wow, I finally absolutely made it. Like I remember growing up super poor. I remember growing up having all these
Mhm.
dreams. Oh my gosh, I wish I had a car that worked. I wish I had a house that wasn't like really ratchet. Like
Yeah.
I wish I had all these beautiful things. I wish I didn't look at my bank account and cry. I wish
Mhm.
I, had a better I don't know, relationship with my parents, right? Like you strive for all these
Mhm.
things, you go through so much failure, and one day you're going to look back in your life and you're going to have all the things that you said you would. And I don't want you guys to think, oh, yeah, in 10 years from now. I'm not even kidding. It only took me about 4 to 5. So truly, like, keep on going because all your dreams can absolutely come true.
Yes, I love it. Love that. So, where can people go to connect with you further online?
Yeah, so my Instagram handle is always .advocating. That's really where I'm at. That's the only social media platform that you'll find me. And my website's alwaysadvocating.com.
Yay, I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you so much again for your time. You are amazing and keep rocking it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Powerful Female Leaders podcast. If you love this episode, make sure to spread the message, leave a review, and subscribe. I would forever be grateful for you. I also want to hear from you, and I want to know your feedback and your questions for future episodes. So don't be shy, say hi, and send me a message at Powerful Female Leaders Podcast on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you on the next episode.